So we have Joe. And how do you pronounce your last name again?
Rojek.
Rojek?
Yeah.
Okay. I was going to say, yes. I was going to say like an I. I was going to pronounce it wrong. I'm happy I asked you.
Make it like a Jackie.
Yeah. And then Sabia.
What's going on?
Nice to meet you as well. And we've kind of met in a weird way that we saw you guys at Claremont Collections. And I saw you at Claremont Collections. We met and then saw you again like a month later at the Drake.
Yeah.
And you guys were both there. That's when I met Sabia.
Yeah.
We had you guys out. But first off, tell me, because I know you work with him. I met you first. Tell me what you do for a living and how you're involved in music.
You know, I've been doing mostly consulting for businesses, but now I've focused a lot of my energy in the education sector because I think the onus in this country is going to be what we can do from kindergarten through 12th grade.
Yeah.
So whether it's, the arts or it's just proper guidance or, career technical education, music,
Yeah.
we want to be a part of that because right now we're setting a foundation for a future. And, having been very blessed to be part of a musical family,
Yeah.
I know the importance of education. It's like Ramsey Lewis and so forth. We used to walk through Chess Records when my mom was working there as a youngster before meeting my dad at the Paul Music School at University in Lincoln Park. So we have all these great riches, but what you find is that music business is a real tough place.
Yeah.
So I've spent the last few years really working with what I call talented, hardworking people that understand grit, but also willing to put the work in to be successful. And Sabia is one of those folks that personifies that.
I
Now,
started playing drums when I was 8.
Okay.
Yeah, so I was a percussionist.
Yeah.
So I used to take private lessons.
Okay.
Started playing drums in middle school. But we
Yeah.
had a real good program at the age of, I'd say we were about 10 or 11, we were already playing in restaurants. I just like banging on stuff.
Yeah. No, I was going to say, it's like you didn't get to like choose your parents and say, oh, he's musically inclined. We're going to send him to a special musical school.
No.
You just were in a neighborhood that had a good music program, right?
Yeah, and it was a tough road too because when I first tried out to become a percussionist, they made me take a coordination test, and the guy told me the director, he told me that I wasn't good enough to play drums.
He told you that?
Yeah, he told me.
What?
Yeah.
So
That sounds like the opposite thing to say to a child.
Yeah, right.
You're not good enough. No way you can learn it.
Yeah.
So I'm like 8 or 9, hearing that from.
Sounds like it motivated you at some point, though. I mean,
Yeah, so he gave me a trumpet. I played trumpet for 2 years, but me, I don't take no for an answer.
Yeah,
So,
see.
traveled all over the world. Our band, we used to do private parties for the presidents.
for the president, what?
For the president of the United States. So
Really?
yeah, so
That's crazy to say. You're like, for the president, I'm like, oh, what? Like your school? Or, the United States? I was
just
like,
a little bit higher. Just a little bit
like
higher.
what? That's crazy.
Yeah, we did
How old were you at that point? High school?
High school, that was around this time. I had to be around 16.
Okay.
16, and then when we started really doing the private parties and stuff, I was around 18, 19.
Okay.
Yeah, so did private parties for Bill Clinton.
What?
Did private parties for George Bush. Literally, we did a party in the hangar where Air Force One was flying down.
That is
right
insane.
In front of us.
What? How does this opportunity given to? How did this happen? That seems insane to me.
Well, we were very good.
You had to be. Clearly, you were very good.
It was very good, and our program was pretty national.
Yeah.
It was HBCU, the college.
Okay. Yeah. What college is it?
University of Arkansas at Pine Bluff.
Okay.
We're at the top of our game.
And when I was playing on the football team and the marching band is in front of us, I would go up to the guys that were in the marching band and be like, you don't know how much that jacks me up to like walk out with you guys in front of us. Like the ambiance of it, like everything about it was so cool that it's like, I think that a lot of them didn't realize that it meant a lot to us. As far as what you're currently doing in music, then you're doing producing? No.
Yeah, so me and Joe started a studio called London Society Studios. What we do, we take in local artists all around Chicago. We do a lot of production for TV, so I do a lot of sync licensing. So pretty much doing the background music for different TV shows to just, make the shows more dramatic.
Did
and
they
build
give
up.
you like the edited version without the music, and they're like, do something with this, basically, or what?
Sometimes.
Okay,
It depends. Like we recently worked on a show for Tyler Perry.
Okay.
And they send us the scenes early.
Okay.
And they tell us we need something.
This is where it gets dramatic. Like, make it dramatic, or
But,
okay.
you know, the more you dig into that, though, is, you know, he may have to create 25, 30 tracks for that one scene.
Yeah.
For them to choose.
25, 30 tracks?
Yeah.
That's minimum.
So when you really think about it, you know, we live in this real picky, choosy world. We think we like something, put someone that's, you know, sexy, incredibly talented in front of the camera, and you just hope all the stars align. But behind all that is a guy like Sabia, who's going to create 30, 40 tracks to get the artist to actually come out of their shell.
Yeah.
It's like, it's almost like fertilizer. Like you literally
absolutely.
sprinkling this fertilizer on the artist, and they're going to feel a vibe, and then all of a sudden it's going to be boom, to the moon. So like Love and Hip Hop or one of those shows, the lady or the guy's coming out of their car, the door's opening to the scene going to the restaurant. That little bit of music is that
someone's
sync
creating
license.
that.
And
Yeah, it's like
that's a Sabia scene, you know.
Is it that shows like that?
Yeah, so I pretty much have a residency with Love and Hip Hop.
With Love and Hip Hop?
Yeah, I pretty much do Love and Hip Hop, Miami, Love and Hip Hop, Atlanta, Love and Hip Hop, Hollywood.
That'll keep you busy all year long. It's just the Love and Hip Hop shows. Is that pretty much all you do at this moment with those shows, or is it like still a bunch of other stuff?
Well, I'm actually working on a show right now, 50 Cent, a new show 50 Cent is producing right now. So currently working on that music.
Where is that being shot out of, and where are you staying in Chicago to do your work, and then you send it over, or what?
Well, that's the cool thing about it. I get to just pretty much either work at home, work anywhere, as long as I can have Wi-Fi and I'm able to send stuff.
Send big files, I'm sure. And stuff like that.
So
quality files. Yeah.
So they just send me an email and they just let me know, hey, we need this type of sound. Do you have it?
Okay. Have you sent like an email to Curtis Jackson, be like, you know what? I just really need your ear for it. I'm gonna need you to come in studio. Have you ever done that yet or no? No. Curtis, I'm gonna need you here.
It's funny because we call our instruments our X, right?
Yeah.
Saxophone, clarinet.
Yeah,
So I actually grew up listening to jazz primarily. My dad introduced me to everyone from Duke Ellington, Count Basie, to Stanley Turrentine, to Sonny Stitt, Gene Ammons. These are great tenor saxophonists. They had a big Chicago presence at one time or another. And then I started getting into things even as crazy as like a Barry Manilow or something like that. And so you get all this different exposure, and you're growing up in the 80s when things like bands like Def Leppard and Poison were coming out. So you got all this stuff hitting the Kool-Aid, and then all of a sudden Run DMC comes out.
Ooh, yeah. Gotta change
so
the game.
everything's changing the game. You're part of it. But you got to share in the fun of music. Like if you just say, practice, kid, Suzuki Method on piano, get out there and practice. Most people that quit, they didn't find enough drive in themselves to want to do it.
Yeah.
I don't think there's very few people that are held at, some threatening stage and say, you better be good, and then you better be good, and then they become great. You got to kind of feel it and enjoy it and
totally
go
agree.
to concerts. My dad was a musician.
Yeah.
So, in fact, when he was at DePaul University, the group Chicago, the band.
Oh, we should have Lisa out here. She'd be drooling over this.
Yeah, they were part of that ensemble. I think probably one of the most important things that we're doing right now is helping people that need more guidance on the musicality part. So anyone can take your money and do a recording session and say, I'm going to get the bass levels just right, and we're going to use these pro audio tools, and we're going to make you sound great. But if you're putting perfume on a pig, it's not going to work. You've got to help people understand the basic structure of their music. Is that head or that bridge set up properly? Are you saying too much? Sometimes you'll have someone that's trying to say too much in a song. You got to break it down to something more simple. People are hearing songs at 3 minutes a clip, and if you're putting too much into it, it's too much.
Yeah.
It's never going to get to your radio station. But I would say Lunar Society Studios at Fort Knox does a tremendous job.
You say Fort Knox. Where is this at?
Oh, on Knox near Montrose. Fort Knox is a building just south. I know it's
I'm confused.
They might think about Fort Knox. Fort Knox with all the money.
Where we at here? You guys are big time.
Just south of Montrose on Knox Avenue, near 9094.
Okay.
You have people like Lady Gaga coming there to do her rehearsals, practices.
Yeah.
Chance would come through there a lot.
You guys are small time.
we're small time in a big environment,
Yeah,
and
no.
a shout out to 2112 Scott Fetters, what he's doing over there, just pulling stuff together, and you guys too. What you're doing to bring music to life and give people a chance. I'm sure there's someone that's watching this video right now, and they're saying, there was something I just learned that I was struggling with.
Yeah.
And you don't want people to give up on their craft, because as soon as they do, they're a stop out or a drop out for a minute, and they might not be encouraged to go back.